write me. So I don't know why I sound like that. Sorry. So today will be a popcorn chat video, and today we'll be discussing on Men in Black. So, Men in Black was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, um, starring Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith, um, and Vincent D'Onofrio. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna try. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. But it was released July 2nd, 1997, and this is a sci-fi comedy movie, and this is just a really good sci-fi comedy movie, and I just love the way it was directed, and I love the cast. You know, they were great, and especially with Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith with their roles. It's just they have this chemistry that you know, where they it seemed like they worked together so well, and the humor in it is just funny, and with the villain of the movie, it's quite interesting, and I say that because this, of course, is an alien, but not just any alien. This is not the type of alien you see in science, because that's more of kind of like a very terrifying alien, something that you thought you would see in real life, you know, and I hope no one ever would. But yeah, that's just, you know, that's just like a different kind, and definitely not the kind that you see in any other alien movies. But this one, it's this type of alien is, as a matter of fact, a cockroach. And I'm sorry, but that's another thing too. Why do they call it that, a cockroach? If you think about it, like it. I don't know why, but I think just calling it a roach makes sense. We don't need the other word in there, you know? So, and this is something, like I said, I love the cast, they did a great job, but, with, like I said, with the villain of this movie, of the kind of alien that it is, and it's an insect, a cockroach is just, disgusting. I hate roaches. I really do. I mean, as much as I hate and so horribly terrified of spiders, but I'm also quite scared of roaches too. Maybe not as bad as spiders, but I'm still afraid. I still get like squeamish. There's just other bugs that I don't like, but other bugs I do, like ladybugs, are small and harmless, so I'm okay with ladybugs. um, so yeah, I like the story. I think it went really well, and I love the performances, um, and especially between Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. I can see that they worked together so well, and that they have this chemistry where, with the humor in it, that they were just able to really balance the humor of it and even the seriousness, because from what I can see and from what I know, that Tommy Lee Jones I don't know if he has a funny side to him. He probably does. He probably has his own sense of humor, but I don't know what that might be. But from what I can tell from the roles he does, is that he is a serious actor. Quite dramatic. But in a good way though. So in this movie, I can see his character is, of course, very much serious. So it kind of balances the seriousness of his character and the humor that Will Smith brings with his character. And it's just great. It's just fun, um, entertaining, and funny to watch. And the concept though with the roach alien that they I think decided to use, I'm not sure how they came up with that, or how they wanted to play around with the idea of a alien, like a roach alien in the movie, but it did well. It was not something I expected, and just to let you know, I've seen Men in Black many times when I was little. I just enjoyed watching it, and I still do. It's just a good, funny sci-fi movie to watch, and I remember, I might have to do this in another video, but real quick here. But I remember the first time when I watched it, I remember that I enjoyed it and I just really liked it. Although the one thing I think that I was confused about, that I didn't quite understand, was that when the ship, how somewhere in the beginning of the movie there's like the spaceship in the air, it was on fire, like something must have happened, and all of a sudden it comes crashing onto Edgar's truck. And it's funny how it crashed onto his truck because he was just complaining. He was being a real jerk. He was being a real, what, to his wife, and just getting upset. And all of a sudden he says that the only thing he cares about is his truck. But the moment he said that, that's when this big spaceship crashed right onto his truck. And what I don't understand, oh, sorry, I kicked the tray here. I'll try not to move my legs, although I gotta have a little bit more room, leg room, but that's okay. So anyway, and what I don't understand is that when he hears the commotion and when he goes outside, he sees his truck is not there and that it's been pretty much destroyed, and there's this big hole in the ground. And so when he sees that, I thought his reaction would be where he would be pretty much in panic, and that he would be like, frantic, and all of a sudden he would just be like, I just thought his reaction would be like where his mind is, where he completely loses his mind and he's like, oh my, what the hell happened? Like, who did this to my truck? I thought he would have that kind of reaction, because I know anyone would if something happened. Because I know that with anyone, if something happened to your car or anything that belongs to you and something ruins it, of course you're gonna be upset and be like, swearing and be like, okay, who did this to my car? I'm gonna, kick someone's ass. I don't know if I should say the word ass on here, but I'm just saying. So I just thought he would just completely freak out and just be just swearing like crazy and just be like, and just be like, you know what I mean? And that he would just be so pissed off that he would just be saying that whatever that he might be saying. And so he didn't. His reaction was not like that. It wasn't what it probably would have been. Because when he saw it, he just looked and he said, Butterfingers. And I'm like, really? Like, that's your reaction? And all you have to say is Butterfingers? You don't have anything else to say. Like, you're not gonna react like any person would and just freak out and flip out and, you know? I mean, I would, you know. But what another thing I don't understand is that when he gets closer to the hole, you hear this deep voice. This sounds, scary. And there was something that was said between the roach alien and Edgar. I forgot what it was that's been said, but there was something that Edgar says. So the roach alien took it literally, so he grabs him, does something to him, and from what you see is this, you don't see his body, you pretty much see that his skin is ripped off. But when I say that, it's not how you think it sounds. I mean, well, it is, but not in a way like a. I mean, in a way, probably like a horror movie. But let's just say when you see it, it's almost like if someone took out like a Halloween costume, in a way, and you have to put it on, and almost like if there's a zipper on the back, and someone has to zip the zipper up. It's like that. And from what I'm picturing here is that when the roach alien pretty much did that, took his whole skin, like, then what happened to his body? Because there was never a body that was found. And if the body was found, there would be pretty much all you see would be muscle. All of his, you know what I mean? Like, all the blood and all the muscles. So I think that's why they didn't show it, because it would have been too much to see. And it's just, by thinking about it, it's so graphic. It's very disturbing, because then, I'm so sorry, but yes, because what happens is that when he pretty much took, like I said, Edgar's whole skin, like of his whole body, I don't know what happened to his body, like, I don't know if the roach somehow ate him or somehow disposed of him in some way. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to think of that. But like I said, that's just very disgusting. It's very disturbing. But then he puts on Edgar's, like, best way to put it, his skin, like his whole body, like his whole, like, the shape of him, of Edgar, of his skin, like of his whole body from head to toe. So it's just, and he puts it on like it's like a costume, like a Halloween costume, and it's just very unsettling. Oh, I'm getting this image in my head. I'm like, oh, you know? And so that's something I was confused about when I was quite young. When I was little, I thought, wait, so what happened to him? Like, if he took off his skin and is wearing his skin like that, then what happened to him? And of course, even as I got older, I'm still wondering about that. Like, and even as I got older, I realized just how gruesome it was. But I think that's why they didn't want to show exactly what happened, because then probably that scene alone would have been rated R. It would make the movie rated R, because that I think that's something you would see in a horror movie. So I think that's why they didn't want to show it, because this is a sci-fi comedy. So yeah, but it was this roach alien that was worrying him, and the best way to put it, of what his wife said to J and K, is that it's almost like, his skin was kind of loose, and almost like if it seemed like he wasn't really him, and it seemed like he was wearing like an Edgar suit. So the way she put it is, yeah, definitely, you know. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry going on about that, but I had to mention that only because when you're a kid, that's just something you don't quite understand, and it's just something that you don't quite grasp, because you're just wondering, okay, so what happened, you know? But like I said, even to this day, I'm still wondering about that. Like even when I watch him, like, so what happened to him? If he took his skin off and wore him like a costume, then what happened to Edgar's body? I don't know, but they don't show that, of course. They don't they don't even explain it. Yeah, they don't explain it in the movie either, so it's like okay, that's interesting, but it's like, you know what? I hope someone can explain that, because I'm still very confused on that. And yeah, I would definitely say, because I don't want to be talking about this roach alien, even if I have to later on. That's gonna be later. But right now, I just don't feel disgusted, even though I am feeling that at the moment. But overall, I do like everything about Men in Black. The cast, their performances, the humor, um, and the chemistry between Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith with their characters. Like I said, especially the seriousness of Tommy Lee Jones's character, and the humor that Will Smith brings to his character, and it just goes really well. And I also like, I would say I do like the designs of how the aliens looked in this one, because at least they looked not too scary, and at least they still look weird, strange looking, where, they might be strange to look at and everything, but at least they're not too terrifying to look at, like if you're watching a horror movie. So at least they know. I think when it comes to those who designed the aliens and how they should look like, at least it wasn't anything um where it would just set where it would just make the movie like, how am I gonna put this, like, at least they didn't design the aliens in a way where it would completely be very off from the movie itself. So at least they designed them in a way where it's like, oh yeah, these are weird, strange uh, aliens here, like how they look. And so at least it's not too scary, because if it was, then that would mean they would probably have to change the tone of the movie, and maybe change it from sci-fi and comedy to sci-fi and horror, because the only alien movie I've seen, well, there are many alien movies I've seen that are scary, like Signs, but that's a different one. It's not so much of sci-fi, it's more different. But then there's Alien. So Alien is one of them, of the sci-fi horror movie, where this one does look scary. Um, yeah, Men in Black, I'm just glad that they didn't look where it would be completely off from the movie, from the tone and from, how the movie's set and everything. So I'm just glad of that. And I also like the costume designs, and I like the suits that they wore, where, really shows, okay, so it's like when you see them, it's not like, what, who are they? It's like, no, when you look at them, you'll know they're the Men in Black. And yeah, I just like the concept of the story and how they're trying to find Orion's belt, because I think with Orion's belt, there's like this galaxy in the what do you call it? Mm, it's like a ball, shaped of a ball, like a marble. So there's like a galaxy inside, and I think with that, I think Orion was the name of the cat. So the galaxy is on Orion's belt, so that means cat. No, I'm sorry, the cat is Orion because that's the cat's name, and belt as in the cat's collar, and the galaxy is on the cat because of holding it with its collar. So that makes a whole lot of sense. And I think the reason why the roach alien was trying to find the galaxy, because I think it was gonna help him to, what, bring him back home or something, or he was gonna use it to destroy. No, wait, did was he trying to find it because that was he was gonna use it to destroy Earth? Because I'm thinking if it was that, then that could be why he was getting so upset, getting so stressed and frustrated that he just couldn't find it, and because he just wanted it to use it to, I think, destroy the galaxy, or just to destroy Earth, but I'm not sure. You know what? I may have to watch it again because it's been months since I've seen it. I would say sometime last year. But yes, I do like everything about Men in Black. Of the first one, it's just really great and funny, and I just love the performances and I love the humor in it. And I also love the serious parts too, even though those serious parts can be funny. But yeah, I love the humor in it. And yeah, Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, they both did a great job with their performances, and it's just really enjoyable to watch. But yes, and even when it comes to the ending, where they pretty much, stop him from whatever it is he was gonna do, and then when that ship comes crashing, and then they have to face him face to face, uh, it's just interesting how, they both have these big guns, to pretty much shoot him at, and they're getting ready if they have to shoot him again. But it's really disgusting is that, when he is, you can see that Edgar's skin is starting to deteriorate and just decomposing, and so it's just but then when he pretty much rips, oh, I hate saying that, but when he pretty much rips Edgar's skin, and all of a sudden you see this huge roach alien, honestly I would say it's just a bit scary. It looks just a bit scary, but it's like, at the same time, it feels so very like, ugh, you know, ugh. Like, who would want to be around a giant roach? Ugh. I wouldn't. Oh, definitely not. Mm-mm. And this is from what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. I think it is, but I've heard this before. I've heard that a cockroach can live without its head for 3 weeks. How insane is that? And I can never imagine that. I can never imagine I'm just going about my day and I'm walking somewhere, and all of a sudden, if I'm in the kitchen or bathroom, whatever, and all of a sudden, I can't imagine seeing like a headless roach roaming around. Oh, no, no. I can't imagine a headless roach just crawling around somewhere and anywhere like as if nothing happened to it. Oh, okay. No. So, but yeah, as I mentioned, I'm not sure whose idea it was of that the alien should be like of a insect. Um I mean, I do think that was an interesting concept though. I do think so. And I think it's because maybe there's just some people that believe that there's just some insects where they're not really insects, but as if that, I think to some people that there's just some insects that aren't really bugs, that they're just most likely aliens in disguise, maybe disguised as insects when really they're not insects at all. So, I mean, I don't know if there are some people that believe that, but I mean, if some do, I mean, that's fine, whatever you believe, I don't judge. Now, to me, roaches do seem weird in that kind of way, in a weird alien type of way. Now, whether they might be or not, I just I just don't like them. And I just don't understand how they can live without their head for 3 weeks. I mean, that's just not normal. That's abnormal. That's just completely insane. So yeah, I can't make sense of it, of that. Um yeah, I'm just glad that at least they were able to stop him, and that everything was good at the end. So yeah, I'm glad that of how it ended though. Although it was a bit sad because Will Smith, he comes to realize that that all this time that um that yeah, he came to realize that Kay wasn't looking for a partner, but he was looking for a replacement. So yeah, so in a way that was kind of sad because they did made a good team, despite how serious Tom Lee Jones' character is, and even though Will Smith can be serious, but at the same time he does have this humor um, as well, and so it's just quite interesting. So yeah, I just love the performances, and this is something I know that I'll be able to watch again and again, and it's just a movie that I grew up with, and yeah, this is just a really good sci-fi comedy movie. So yeah, I like how it ended, and it's just a really good movie, and I do recommend it. So um so yeah, I'm sorry. Somehow I'm having a brain freeze. I'm so sorry. So to see more movie content like this, subscribe and click on the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. That's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.